House Leader of the Official Opposition.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Look, what the official opposition and the member from Coquitlam-Millardville are trying to get at here with this line of questioning today is quite straightforward. You have a community, the Jewish community, which feels that they're under attack, and frankly, in many respects, they are. And so, as we all heard at the Yom HaShoah event, or commemoration yesterday in the legislature, a very solemn date in the calendar to honor and remember 6 million victims of the Holocaust, and to acknowledge and remember the thousands of Jews who were slaughtered on October 7th, the language really matters, but so do the actions. And so the line of questioning that we have put to the Premier yesterday and today, which the Premier hasn't addressed, and the House Leader can get up and talk about initiatives and actions and things that predated the October 7th massacre. What we've been asking for this government to explain and for the Premier to categorically condemn are comments that continue to be made by members of his own caucus. Exactly. The member from Richmond, Queensborough, stood in this House yesterday morning on the same day that Jews and the Jewish community were getting together in the Hall of Honor. And he made comments in reference to anti-Semitism on campuses, and his exact words were, and I quote, that anti-Semitism on campuses is inflated and unfounded. Inflated and unfounded. So you can excuse the Jewish community and those of us that are trying to bring a voice to this in this place for not being willing to accept responses that talk about everything other than the words that have been uttered by members of the NDP caucus. So once again, on behalf of the Jewish community, on behalf of Jews who feel like they're under attack and are, will the Premier today condemn the comments that were made in this chamber yesterday morning, the comments from the member from Richmond, Queensborough, who said that anti-Semitism on campuses is inflated and unfounded? Will the Premier condemn those comments and demand that that member apologize to the Jewish community, and do it today?
Thank you, all members, for being quiet and respectful when the question was asked, and let's hope we finish the answer in the same manner. Attorney General.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yesterday, we gathered with survivors and members of the Jewish community in the Hall of Honor to commemorate Yom HaShoah and the atrocities of the Holocaust. And I heard from people, and we all did as a government, of the fear that they're feeling about the rise of anti-Semitism in this province. And I want to make it clear that our government stands against anti-Semitism and the rise of it in this province, but it's not just that. We know that we have to use every tool in our toolkit to combat the rise of hate in our province and the rise of anti-Semitism. And we are doing that, Mr. Speaker. Whether it's the systemic racism bill that's before the House right now that will give us new tools that we've never had to train public service, to make sure that systemic racism is addressed in all of our public bodies, whether it's funding directly communities across this province that are on the front lines of rising in hate, whether it's launching a racist incident helpline, which is a new tool for people to be able to report hate and get the support that they need. Meeting directly with communities has led us to invest in the Jewish community for their safety and their security. We've also just recently passed legislation to help keep kids in schools safe from
Members,
protests.
members.
We also are investing in police training to respond to hate crimes. Mr. Speaker, we understand we need to use every tool in our toolkit to address hate in this province, and we are doing that and will continue to do that. And the Jewish community can know that we will continue that effort. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The bell and the question period.